Hey everybody, this is Taylor from thetradinganalyst.com, and we're going to take a look at a bunch of charts here. I'm going to give my analysis, I'm going to go over my thought process, and the idea here is for you to learn and get better as a trader and hopefully come away from this video with some profitable trading ideas based off of this free analysis video. So if you're not already a member at thetradinganalyst.com, give us a visit on the home page of the website and get to know us a little bit better. If you like these free analysis videos that we give to you on a daily basis, it's nothing in comparison to the membership you get once you sign up and join the premium membership community. As soon as you sign up and join the premium membership community, you're going to get instant access to the profitable trade alerts that our current members are getting on a daily and weekly basis. It's a great opportunity for you, and we'd love to have you as a new member. And the best part is right now we have a discount going on for this week only. You can save $100, that's right, $100 on the annual membership by applying the discount code New Year. It's a new year, and we're doing this special here because we want to get you guys started on the right foot in your trading. So sign up and join today and save $100. Remember, this is for this week only. All right, so let's get into these charts here. We're going to start off with Alibaba, and Alibaba, huge move today. So why was it so significant? Well, we broke out of this little base right here, and we broke over these recent highs right there. Right there, you can clearly see that's resistance. It was also the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level. If you draw it from the highs over here to the lows right there, and you can clearly see we're breaking over it right there. So if you don't know about Fibonacci's, we use them a lot within the membership. And basically the 61.8 Fibonacci retracement level, which you can clearly see is right here, and we're surpassing that today with today's move. And typically what this means is when you surpass that 61.8, the 61.8 is really the last chance for a trend to kind of move on. So right here we're kind of in a little bit of a short-term downtrend, and I really want to emphasize short-term downtrend because, you know, when you look at this chart here, we're in a major uptrend. Okay, so right here we're just going off of this little trend here that we've seen here, and this could have been a counter trend rally, and then we got rejected here and headed lower. But now that we broke over that 61.8, pretty much invalidated any bearishness that this down move had. So since we're over that 61.8, now we can consider this a nice breakout here, and broke over this level here, and we're expecting at the very least this gap up here to fill at about 187. Right here, you can clearly see that gap right there. Most likely this 191, 192 previous all-time highs, you can see right there. Right here, we came into that level. So I definitely think that we're going to head into that level moving forward. If we get any kind of a dip tomorrow near 180, that's going to be, in my opinion, a good buying opportunity, as this is probably going to be the last chance before continues this move higher. Another thing I want to point out too is we have these tight Bollinger Bands right here. You can see they came down, squeezing up here, and really that just meant that we were trading in a really tight range for a while. Now that we're breaking out of that range, to me it's going to move big, and it's probably going to move in a very short amount of time as well. So be prepared for a pretty big move on Alibaba. Next one we're going to take a look at is Baidu, another Chinese name, and Baidu, really nice setup here. Looking on the daily chart going back to September, you can see that we've had this little downtrend, getting rejected there, here several times last week, getting rejected right against that, and we broke over that today. You can see a nice little volume pop down there as well. Broke over this little resistance as well. We're over the 50-day moving average. We got the MACD that's trending up right here. What else are we seeing? We also are squeezing out of this very tight range, similar to Alibaba, but honestly even better here as far as the squeeze is considered, just because we traded sideways really for, quite some time, especially here about a month. Right here you can see that action trading sideways, and the Bollinger Bands are really, really tight. So I think that Baidu is most likely going to head higher from here. Short-term target is up here near about 250. You can see we got rejected here and right here, and we've got a gap up here to fill that most likely fills, but that's the next target if we break over that 250. Another thing I want to mention too is that we had this gap down last earnings, and we have earnings, by the way, coming up in a few weeks on the 25th, I believe, of January here for Baidu. And what I want to point out is that we had this big gap down here on big volume here for Baidu, and you can see it didn't really go anywhere after gapping down. We really held these levels. Obviously, we broke a little bit lower here, a little bit lower here, but nothing really dramatic. We pretty much have traded sideways since that level, and to me, this is bullish. Okay, this is bullish because we had this big gap down, but we haven't really broken down much since that big gap down. So to me, that says that this gap down didn't really have enough follow through, and that most likely Baidu just needed a little rest before most likely heading higher. Okay, so that's what we're looking at Baidu, expecting higher prices. The next one we're looking at is Apple. And Apple, let's see. So Apple right here had a really big reversal today. We had this gap down right here, and then traded sideways for a little bit, and then you can see this gap lower, and then a trade below the previous few days lows right there. I'm going to delete this Fibonacci so we can clean up. Okay, that looks much better. Let me delete a couple of lines here too as well. Okay. Just want my chart to look as clean as possible. Okay, so the other thing too is that we traded lower here on the previous session, and then boom, we had a gap up and then a close over all of these highs. All right, so most likely Apple is going to head higher, and it's going to fill this gap right here. There's a big gap down that occurred last week on Tuesday, last Tuesday right there. And I believe that we're going to come up and fill that gap for Apple. The next one we're going to take a look at is Netflix. Netflix, just a huge move today. And we turned bullish here on Netflix last week, right here on Wednesday, I believe. Oh, this is Thursday. That's when we turned bullish here on Netflix, and that's because of, I'm going to go over exactly why right here. So right here, we broke this little mini trend line. Actually, it's not a mini trend line. It's a pretty decent trend line. Right here, started here, bounce there, bounce here, bounce here. And you can see we're grinding up against it right here. And then we had a little dip right there. And I knew not to get short because, typically these trend lines are really meant to be guidelines. Okay, they're not meant to be exact trading tools where you're going to short on a break below or long on a break above. It's really just a guideline. So I knew not to get short. I wanted to wait, see how it reacted. So once I saw this reaction here, this big bounce and reversal right here on Thursday of last week, that's when we turned bullish on this stock here. And as you can see, definitely paying off nicely as we broke out huge following the next week. So not only did we reverse over that trend line here, but we broke over this trend line and resistance here. I think that this stock is most likely set up for a pretty big breakout and to break over previous all-time highs. The other thing I like too is that the last couple days here we're on some heavy volume. So you had this candle right here, right there, big volume right there, and then the following, well, not the following day, but the next day after that, on this breakout today, you see heavy volume right there. So that's really nice as well for Netflix. Next one we're going to take a look at is Tesla. And Tesla, just a very orderly bounce against this trend line that we've been drawing here for you guys. You can see it started here. There's a bounce, several bounces here, and here we are just coming right into this level. It's also a big time support because we traded sideways here for about a month and a half right here, and that created a lot of support. So we broke out here, we called for this breakout, and we came back in, retested this support right there, which was also the trend line, and it's also, if you draw the Fibonacci retracement level from that recent low there to the recent high right there, there's the high, there's the low, and as you can see, that's 61.8. See that 61.8 on the left hand side of the screen matches up perfectly with that trend line and that support. So we got a lot of things lining up here. We also broke out of this little mini box that we were trading in here for the last 3 sessions. I'll draw that for you right there. So I think that this is going to be a nice little start here for Tesla. Most likely it's going to move up here in the next coming days. The next one we're going to take a look at is Google. And Google here broke out of this little falling wedge right there. You can see clearly breaking over that trend line. We did so with some nice volume. We had a reversal candle here on the last session, and we have a bullish engulfing candle right here that engulfed the previous 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Didn't quite engulf this one, so it engulfed the previous 5 sessions right here. Most likely this is going to lead to some higher prices for Google. I mean, Google is just a very bullish stock overall. We're right here near all-time highs in a major uptrend. I know I got a lot of lines going on here for Google, but what you really want to focus on is a break over this trend line right there and then heading higher from there. We've got support down here at about 106.2 59 cents. The next one we're going to take a look at is Amazon. And Amazon right here, another very bullish stock overall. If you look at it here, very bullish stock, but we're going to zoom into the more recent action here, and you can clearly see trading sideways here for about a month now and looking for that breakout higher. Today was, I believe, going to be the start of that move higher with this gap up and close over the previous day's high. To me, this is going to ignite this higher. What you want to look for is we've got 2 levels above us, 1190. You can see today's high knocked into it, this high right there, and then the highs over here of the last several days that were about a couple weeks ago knocking into that level. And then we've got a little resistance above us from these previous days over here, and this is the all-time high here for Amazon right up there. So definitely looking for some higher prices on most of these stocks. So thank you for stopping by and watching this video. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you learned a lot by watching this video. That's why we make these videos, so that you can learn and get better as a trader. If you want to learn even more and get even better as a trader, and in addition have winning trades delivered directly to your cell phone via text message, then join the premium membership. And the best part is, again, remember, we've got a discount going on for this week only. You're going to be able to save $100 on the annual membership when you sign up today. So do it now, and we will see you on the other side.